What happens during a heart attack? A heart attack does not always begin with someone suddenly collapsing to the floor. Sometimes it starts quietly, inside one small artery on the surface of the heart. At first, the person may not even understand what is happening. Maybe there is pressure in the chest. Maybe the breathing feels different. Maybe there is pain moving into the arm, the neck, the jaw, the back, or the stomach. Maybe there is cold sweat, nausea, dizziness, or a strange feeling that something is wrong. But inside the body, the situation can already be serious. A fatty plaque inside a coronary artery can break open. A blood clot can form. The space inside the artery becomes narrower. Blood flow slows down. And then, in the worst moment, the blood may stop moving completely. The part of the heart muscle that depends on that blood begins to run out of oxygen, and the heart, the organ that keeps the whole body alive, begins to suffer. This is not just chest pain. This is a race between blood, oxygen, and time. Because when a part of the heart is cut off from oxygen, the cells do not have long. Within minutes, they begin to struggle. The rhythm of the heart can become unstable, the pumping can become weaker, and the whole body begins to react. This is why a heart attack is a medical emergency. If someone may be having symptoms of a heart attack, they should call emergency services immediately. But what is actually happening inside the body? What turns a small blocked artery into a life-threatening event? And why does every minute matter? To understand that, we need to go inside the chest, inside the blood vessels, inside the heart. The heart needs its own blood. Your heart pumps blood to the entire body. It sends oxygen to the brain. It sends fuel to the muscles. It sends nutrients to the organs. It moves blood through arteries, veins, and tiny capillaries, reaching almost every living cell. But there is something many people forget. The heart also needs blood for itself. Even though the heart is full of blood, the heart muscle cannot simply take oxygen from the blood inside its chambers. The muscle wall of the heart is thick and powerful. It needs its own supply line. That supply comes from the coronary arteries. These arteries sit on the surface of the heart like small branching rivers. They wrap around the heart and send oxygen-rich blood into the heart muscle itself. This is important because the heart is not just a container, it is living muscle, and muscle needs oxygen. Every heartbeat uses energy. Every contraction burns fuel. Every squeeze depends on millions of heart muscle cells working together. If those cells receive enough oxygen, they can keep contracting. They can keep the rhythm going. They can keep blood moving. But if one of the coronary arteries becomes blocked, the part of the heart supplied by that artery begins to lose oxygen. At first, the muscle is not dead. It is starving. It is still alive, but it is in danger. The cells begin to change the way they work. They cannot produce energy normally. The muscle becomes weaker. Electrical signals may become unstable. Pain signals may begin to travel through the nerves. And the heart starts sending a warning to the body. Something is wrong. This is the beginning of the danger. A heart attack is not simply the heart stopping. A heart attack usually begins when blood flow to part of the heart muscle is blocked. The heart may still be beating. The person may still be awake. They may even try to walk, talk, or convince themselves it is nothing. But inside the chest, part of the heart may already be fighting for oxygen. That is why the coronary arteries are so important. They are small compared to the heart, but they feed the engine. And if one of those supply lines is blocked, the engine begins to fail from the inside. Your heart does not only pump life to the body, it also depends on life being pumped into itself. And that is where a heart attack begins, not with the whole heart, not with the entire body, but often with one blocked path, one artery, one region of muscle, one part of the heart suddenly running out of oxygen. The coronary artery starts to narrow. A heart attack often begins long before the moment of pain. It may begin years earlier, quietly, slowly, inside the wall of a coronary artery. A healthy artery is flexible and open. Blood can move through it smoothly, carrying oxygen to the heart muscle. But over time, fatty material, cholesterol, calcium, inflammatory cells, and other substances can build up inside the artery wall. This buildup is called plaque. At first, the plaque may be small. The person may feel nothing. The heart may still get enough blood. The artery may still look open enough for normal life. But as the plaque grows, the space inside the artery becomes narrower. Blood still flows, but not as freely. The artery becomes like a road with one lane blocked. Traffic can still move, but now there is less space. When the body is resting, this may not cause obvious symptoms. But when the heart needs more oxygen during exercise, stress, cold weather, or strong emotion, the narrowed artery may not be able to deliver enough blood. This can create pressure, tightness, or discomfort in the chest. This is often called angina. It is a warning sign. The heart muscle is asking for more oxygen than the artery can deliver. But here is the dangerous part. A person can have plaque in the coronary arteries and not know it. There may be no dramatic signal, no clear warning, no sudden alarm. The artery can slowly change in silence. And then one day, the plaque may become unstable. It may not just narrow the artery, it may break. And when that happens, the body responds as if there is an injury inside the blood vessel. That response can save your life when you are bleeding from a cut. But inside a coronary artery, it can become dangerous because the body may try to seal the rupture by forming a clot. And a clot inside a small coronary artery can block the blood supply to the heart muscle. This is why a heart attack can seem sudden. The plaque may have been building for years, but the blockage can happen quickly. A slow process can turn into an emergency. One moment, blood is still moving. The next moment, the path is closing. And the heart muscle downstream is about to lose its oxygen supply. The plaque breaks and a clot forms. Imagine the inside of a coronary artery. Blood is flowing through it with every heartbeat. Along the artery wall, there is a plaque. It may have a fatty center. It may have a thin cover. It may be inflamed. For a long time, it may stay quiet. But if the surface of that plaque breaks open, the blood suddenly meets material that is not supposed to be exposed. The body reacts immediately. Platelets begin to stick to the damaged area. Clotting factors become active. A blood clot starts to form. At first, the clot may be small, but it can grow, layer by layer, platelet by platelet, until the open channel inside the artery becomes dangerously narrow. And sometimes it closes completely. This is the turning point. The heart attack is no longer just a risk. It is happening. Blood that was supposed to carry oxygen to the heart muscle cannot pass normally. The tissue beyond the blockage is suddenly isolated. It is like a city losing its main supply road. No oxygen arrives. No fresh fuel arrives. Waste products begin to build up, and the cells of the heart muscle begin to suffer. The heart is still trying to beat. The body is still trying to function, but one region of the heart is now cut off. This is why the clot is so dangerous. It is not just sitting in the blood. It is stopping the flow of life to the muscle that keeps the body alive. The body created the clot to repair damage. But in this place, at this moment, the repair response becomes the problem. A protective system becomes a blockage, and the blockage becomes a race against time. Because every minute that passes without blood flow means more heart muscle is in danger. The artery is small. The clot may be tiny compared with the whole body, but its effect can be enormous. One blocked coronary artery can change the rhythm of the heart. It can weaken the pump. It can create severe pain. It can trigger fear, sweating, nausea, and shortness of breath. And if the blood flow is not restored, the damage can become permanent. That is the hidden violence of a heart attack. It can begin inside a space only a few millimeters wide, a small rupture, a growing clot, a blocked path, and then the heart muscle begins to starve. Oxygen stops reaching the heart muscle. When blood flow is blocked, the problem is not only that blood stops moving, the real problem is oxygen. Heart muscle cells need oxygen to make energy. They need that energy to contract. They need it to keep the rhythm stable. They need it to stay alive. When a coronary artery becomes blocked, the muscle beyond the blockage is suddenly cut off from its oxygen supply. At first, the cells try to survive. They switch into emergency mode. But this emergency mode is weak. It cannot produce energy efficiently. The heart muscle begins to struggle. The affected area may not contract properly. It may become stiff, weak, or unstable. And the longer the oxygen supply is blocked, the more dangerous the situation becomes. This is called ischemia. It means the tissue is not getting enough blood and oxygen. If ischemia continues for too long, the cells begin to die. That is when a heart attack becomes a myocardial infarction. Myocardial means heart muscle. Infarction means tissue death caused by loss of blood supply. So a myocardial infarction is not just pain. It is part of the heart muscle being injured because oxygen cannot reach it. This is why the pain can feel so deep and heavy. The heart is not designed to be without oxygen. It is built for constant work. Every second, heart cells depend on fresh blood. When that blood stops, waste products build up. Chemical signals change. Nerves send warning messages. The tissue becomes stressed, and the body begins to react. Sometimes the pain is felt as crushing pressure in the center of the chest. Sometimes it spreads to the left arm, both arms, the neck, jaw, back, or stomach. Sometimes the main symptom is not pain at all. It may be shortness of breath, nausea, cold sweat, extreme weakness, or a feeling that something is terribly wrong. But inside the heart, the basic problem is the same. A region of muscle is starving for oxygen. And the clock is running. The body cannot simply wait for hours and hope the problem disappears. If blood flow returns quickly, some heart muscle may recover. But if the blockage remains, more cells are damaged, more tissue dies, and the heart may never pump the same way again. That is why time matters so much. A blocked artery is not just a pipe problem. It is an oxygen crisis inside living muscle, and every minute can decide how much of that muscle survives. The heart struggles to pump. During a heart attack, the heart usually does not stop immediately. This is one of the reasons heart attacks can be misunderstood. A person may still be conscious, they may still be breathing, they may still be able to speak, they may even try to walk around and ignore the symptoms. But inside the chest, the heart may already be struggling. The damaged area of heart muscle cannot contract normally. Think of the heart as a coordinated team. Every part of the muscle wall has to squeeze at the right time. Together, the chambers create pressure. Together, they push blood forward. But during a heart attack, one part of that team becomes weak. It does not squeeze properly. It may move less. It may stop contributing to the pump. This can reduce the heart's ability to send blood to the body. If the damaged area is small, the heart may still pump enough blood to keep the person awake and functioning. But if the damaged area is large, the pump can become seriously weak. Blood pressure may fall. The body may not get enough circulation. The brain may receive less oxygen. The person may feel dizzy, faint, confused, or extremely weak. The lungs can also be affected. If the left side of the heart cannot pump properly, blood can begin to back up toward the lungs. This can make breathing difficult. The person may feel short of breath, even while sitting still. They may feel like they cannot get enough air. But there is another danger. The heart is not only a pump, it is also an electrical organ. Every beat depends on precise electrical timing. During a heart attack, the injured muscle can disturb that timing. Electrical signals may become unstable. The heartbeat may become irregular. It may become too fast, too slow, or dangerously chaotic. This is why some heart attacks can lead to sudden cardiac arrest. A heart attack and cardiac arrest are not the same thing. A heart attack is usually a blood flow problem. A coronary artery is blocked, and heart muscle is losing oxygen. Cardiac arrest is an electrical problem. The heart suddenly stops pumping effectively. But a heart attack can trigger cardiac arrest if the electrical system becomes unstable. That is one reason it is so dangerous. The heart is trying to survive while part of it is being deprived of oxygen. It keeps beating, it keeps fighting, but it is under stress. The pump is weaker, the rhythm may be threatened. The body is beginning to send emergency signals, and every beat is now happening in a heart that is fighting for oxygen. The body sends warning signals. A heart attack is happening inside the chest, but the warning signs can be felt in many different places. This is one reason heart attacks can be confusing. The problem may begin in a coronary artery, but the body may send signals through the chest, the arm, the neck, the jaw, the back, the stomach, the lungs, the skin, and even the nervous system. The most classic warning sign is pressure or pain in the chest. Some people describe it as crushing. Some describe it as tightness. Some say it feels like a heavy weight sitting on the chest. Others do not feel sharp pain. They feel discomfort, burning, squeezing, or a strange pressure that does not feel normal. This happens because the heart muscle is in distress. The tissue is starving for oxygen. Chemical signals build up, nerves carry warning messages, and the brain tries to interpret those signals. But pain from the heart is not always felt only in the heart. It can spread. A person may feel pain moving into the left arm, or both arms, or the shoulder, or the neck, or the jaw, or the back. Sometimes the discomfort can even feel like indigestion or stomach pain. This happens because nerves from the heart and nerves from other areas of the body can send signals into similar pathways. The brain may not always locate the danger perfectly, so the pain can seem to come from somewhere else. This is called referred pain. But pain is not the only warning sign. A heart attack can also cause shortness of breath. If the heart is not pumping effectively, the body may struggle to move oxygen-rich blood. The person may feel like they cannot breathe normally, even if they are not moving, even if they are sitting still. The body may also activate a stress response. Adrenaline rises, the nervous system becomes alarmed, the skin may become pale, cold, or sweaty. Cold sweat is one of the warning signs people often describe. The body is reacting as if something dangerous is happening. Because something dangerous is happening. Nausea can also appear. Some people feel sick to their stomach. Some may vomit. Some may feel dizzy, weak, or lightheaded. Others may feel extreme fatigue, especially when the heart is not pumping enough blood to meet the body's needs. And the symptoms may not always look dramatic. A heart attack is not always like a scene from a movie. Some people collapse, but others stay awake. Some have severe chest pain. Others have mild discomfort, unusual tiredness, breathlessness, nausea, or pressure that comes and goes. This is why symptoms should never be ignored, especially if they are new, intense, unusual, or connected with chest pressure, shortness of breath, sweating, or pain spreading to the arm, jaw, neck, back, or stomach. The body is not sending these signals randomly. It is warning that the heart may be in trouble. Inside the chest, a region of muscle may be losing oxygen. The heart may be struggling to pump. The electrical rhythm may be under stress, and the entire body is responding to one urgent message. Something is wrong with the engine. Time is muscle. During a heart attack, time is not just time. Time is muscle. Every minute that a coronary artery stays blocked, more heart muscle is at risk. At the beginning, the cells may still be alive. They are injured. They are starving. They are working with less oxygen than they need. But some of them may still recover if blood flow returns quickly. This is the critical window. If the artery is opened and oxygen returns, part of the heart muscle may be saved. But if the blockage continues, the damage spreads. More cells lose energy, more tissue becomes injured, more of the heart muscle begins to die. This is why fast treatment matters so much. The goal is to restore blood flow as quickly as possible. In hospitals, doctors may use treatments that open the blocked artery, dissolve or remove clots, place stents, or restore circulation in other ways. The exact treatment depends on the type of heart attack, the blocked artery, the person's condition, and how quickly they reach medical care. But the basic idea is simple. Open the path, restore blood flow, bring oxygen back, save muscle. The longer the heart goes without oxygen, the less tissue can be saved. This is why waiting can be dangerous. A person may hope the pain will go away. They may think it is stress. They may think it is heartburn. They may not want to cause trouble. They may try to lie down, drink water, or walk it off. But a true heart attack is not something to wait out. The damage can continue silently. Even if the person is still awake, even if the pain is not extreme, even if the symptoms come and go, the heart muscle does not judge how serious the situation feels. It only knows whether oxygen is arriving. If oxygen is not arriving, cells are in danger. And once heart muscle dies, it does not come back the same way. That is why the phrase, "time is muscle," is so powerful. It means that time lost can become heart tissue lost. It means minutes matter. It means fast action can change the outcome. The body may give warning signs. The chest may feel heavy. Breathing may become hard. Sweat may appear. Pain may spread. The person may feel weak, nauseous, dizzy, or unusually tired. These are not signs to ignore. They are signals that the heart may need help now. A heart attack is a race, not against pain, against oxygen loss, against cell death, against the clock. And the faster blood flow is restored, the better the chance that more of the heart will survive. What survives after the attack? A heart attack does not always end when the pain stops, even if the person survives, even if the artery is opened, even if blood flow returns. The heart may still carry the memory of what happened. When heart muscle cells are without oxygen for too long, some of them can die. The body then begins a repair process. But the heart does not repair itself like skin. It does not simply grow back perfect new heart muscle in the same way. Instead, the damaged area may heal with scar tissue. Scar tissue can help hold the structure together, but it does not contract like healthy heart muscle. It does not squeeze with the same power. It does not carry electrical signals in the same smooth way. So after a serious heart attack, part of the heart may become weaker. The heart may still beat. It may still pump, it may still keep the body alive, but it may not work exactly as it did before. How much the heart is affected depends on many things. Which artery was blocked? How large the blocked area was? How long the heart muscle went without oxygen? How quickly blood flow was restored? And how much of the muscle was saved? A small heart attack may leave less damage. A larger heart attack may change the pumping strength of the heart for the rest of a person's life. This is why doctors often monitor the heart after a heart attack. They may look at how well the heart pumps. They may check the rhythm. They may look for weakened areas. They may help reduce the risk of another attack. Because surviving a heart attack is not only about getting through one event, it is also about protecting the heart afterward. The heart has been injured, and now it needs recovery, support, and time. But there is also something powerful about this. If blood flow is restored quickly, some heart muscle can survive. If treatment comes fast enough, damage may be limited. If the person gets help early, the outcome can be very different. That is why the warning signs matter. That is why time matters. That is why the heart's story after an attack depends so much on what happens during the attack. A heart attack is not just a single moment. It is a chain of events. A plaque, a clot, a blocked artery, a loss of oxygen, a struggling muscle, a body sending alarms, a race against time. And then, if the person survives, a healing process begins, but the heart may never forget. Inside a heart attack. So what really happens during a heart attack? It begins with blood flow. The heart needs oxygen-rich blood, just like every other organ. That oxygen comes through the coronary arteries. But when one of those arteries becomes narrowed, damaged, or blocked by a clot, the heart muscle beyond that blockage begins to starve. At first, the cells struggle. Then they weaken. Then, if oxygen does not return, they begin to die. The heart may keep beating, but part of it is fighting. The pump may become weaker. The rhythm may become unstable. The body may send warning signals. Chest pressure, pain spreading to the arm, neck, jaw, back, or stomach. Shortness of breath, cold sweat, nausea, dizziness, extreme weakness, or simply the feeling that something is terribly wrong. These symptoms are not random. They are alarms. They are the body's way of saying that the heart may not be getting enough oxygen, and during a heart attack, every minute matters. Because the longer blood flow is blocked, the more heart muscle can be damaged. This is why a heart attack is an emergency, not because of pain alone, but because of what the pain may represent. A living part of the heart losing its oxygen supply, a muscle that never stops working, suddenly fighting for survival. A biological engine struggling because one of its own fuel lines has closed. A heart attack is not just a dramatic moment in the chest. It is a hidden battle inside the body, between clot and blood flow, between oxygen and tissue death, between time and muscle. And the faster that blood flow is restored, the more heart muscle can be saved. So the heart is not just a symbol. It is not just emotion. It is not just the sound of a beat. It is living tissue. It is a pump that needs its own supply. It is an electrical system that depends on oxygen. It is a muscle that works for you every second. And when that muscle is cut off from the blood it needs, the entire body feels the danger. Inside every heartbeat, there is movement, pressure, electricity, oxygen, life. And during a heart attack, all of that is threatened by one blocked path, one artery, one clot, one race against time. That is what happens inside the body during a heart attack.